Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Powers. I'm Jake.
I'm Sierra.
And today we're going to be reviewing the board game Doomlings. But first, before we go ahead and give our actual thoughts and opinions on the game, we're going to go ahead and go to the table, and we're going to give you guys one full playthrough of a turn of Doomlings so you can kind of see a little bit of how it works. Here at the table, and we have everything already set up for the game that we need. And the first thing that you're gonna need to do is go ahead and determine a start player. So the purposes of this review, I'm gonna go ahead and be the start player. So you have your trait deck and your ages deck. I'm gonna flip over the very first card, which is the Birth of Life. This will always be on the top every start of the game. I'm gonna follow the instructions that are on the card. So everybody's gonna set their gene pool to 5. This is gonna be your hand limit. And then the following rules are everybody will play one trait each turn, and then you will stabilize at the end of your turn. Stabilizing is just drawing up to your hand limit, okay?
Or discarding down.
Or discarding down. So everybody starts with a hand limit of 5. So here's my 5 cards. I will go ahead and play a card. So certain cards are gonna have actions on them, or there's gonna be writing that'll tell you what the card does. So for my first card I'm going to play is Pick No Fibers. So I'll put him in my tableau. You're going to kind of have like a tableau built out. I'm going to put him down and I'm going to activate his effect, which is going to be draw one card. If this card is a dominant trait, I would discard it. If it is not, then I play it immediately, ignoring its action. So a dominant trait is going to be a card that looks like this, that has a star on it. So those are dominant traits. So I'll go ahead and draw my card. It is not a dominant trait, so I get to play it immediately, but I ignore any effects on the card. And so, like I said, this is my little tableau that I'm starting to build here. And then I have 4 cards left in my hand, so I'm going to stabilize, and I will draw my turn. And then that is the end of my turn. I said I'll draw my turn. I'll draw to back up to end my turn. So then it'll be the next person's turn, and they'll go.
Yep. So I'll start my turn by playing a card. I'm playing Destined. You can see it does not have any special ability or action, so nothing else will happen. I'm going to draw up to stabilize, which I have 4 cards, so I'm drawing up to 5, and then that ends my turn, and then Jake will start a new round.
Yep. And that's it, guys. And so just in order to start a new round, what the person would do is whoever is the first player would draw the next age card and put it on top, and you would go forth until you'd reach what's called a catastrophe. But that's it, guys. All right, guys, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed our first turn playthrough, or kind of see how the game was. We have a full playthrough if you'd like to check that out. We'll link it up here at the top of this video, and let's kind of dive into it. So we're going to talk about we have 7 points of criteria that we wanted to kind of talk about of the game and kind of give our review. And again, this is just our opinion and our love of what we think the game is and certain things. So please don't take any of this to heart. This is, if we say like a bad comment or something about the game, again, this is just our opinions, guys. So just remember that.
Nothing bad about this game.
Yeah, nothing bad.
It's a fun one.
So the first thing is, let's talk about theme, right? So our rating system, how our rating system is going to work, guys, for all of our reviews is we're going to be going on a B, C, D scale. And so your A plus is going to be the best and the top, obviously, of what we think. And then the lower ratings are going to be if it's kind of bad, or like if some things are very difficult about the game. So starting off with theme, I'm going to go ahead and give it a B for theme. I just think, this game is not really thematic in the terms of there's like a linear path almost that you take. It's kind of like I'm just playing a bunch of different traits that have different wordings and things like that. So it's not like I'm building a character or we're going on a story mission, if that kind of thing. So it's just a generic, like most games are not super thematic. And so it's just, in my opinion, it's just kind of like the norm in terms of theme.
Yeah. Well, I gave it an A because I thought it kind of goes, I'm a science teacher, it kind of goes with like DNA, genes, building traits on as we go through the eras and everything, and I thought that was a cute little theme. And all the little, I don't know what you call them, the little Doomlings in general are super cute to me. So, yeah.
All right. So BA, good. So our next one is going to be components, guys. So the actual components, I'm going to give this an A. I think the cards are very well made. They're kind of reminiscent of like your standard 52 deck playing cards. That's kind of the material and the thickness, I would say they are. The artwork, though, on these cards are beautiful. I mean, the color scheme, the drawings, the like just the difference in every single card is there's not one card that I feel like is the exact same. Like there's no duplicates where it's just every single card is a different color. The names, being able to come up with the names, there's like this entire stack of, you get this entire deck of cards. You get the ages cards, the artwork on them. And so it's just, I gave it an A. I think it's phenomenal. I think the artwork is great. The color scheme is great. And then obviously in the deluxe box, the play mat that comes with it. I mean, this is a very nice neoprene play mat. I think makes the game a lot easier to set it up. So it's going to be an A for me.
I gave it an A as well. I love the look of the cards and that there's not a whole lot more than just setting up the cards and everything as far as too much components. And then I like how they added in the holographic or holo foil cards as well. I think it's a great game.
Awesome. All right, on to the next one, setup. So setup, I gave it A+. The setup on this is just ridiculously easy. It's basically you have your deck of trait cards, you have a deck of ages cards, and you're shuffling those up. You shuffle your trait cards up, and bam, you put them side by side, and that's pretty much it. That's the setup. I mean, it takes literally like 3 to 5 minutes to set up. And the last couple of times we've been looking to play this game, or that we've been wanting to play something else, we're like, let's just play Doomlings because it's like really easy to set up. Yeah. And so A for me, A+ for me in terms of setup.
I said A only for setup. My only complaint is there's so many cards. I'm the shuffler and it makes it really hard for me to shuffle. But it's not a bad thing at the same time because I love how many traits there are to this game.
Awesome. All right, next one. We got length. So length of the game. Again, I gave this game an A+. I think for 2 players, this game moves very, very fast. Again, because you're just putting one card down a turn. Sometimes you might be able to do multiple cards, but I mean, again, it's just, especially with the ages where the catastrophes are random, you might be able to draw 2 cards in the first age, get a catastrophe. Then 1 card in the second age, get a catastrophe. Like, the game can move very, very quickly. So you could play multiple games in like an hour. You could probably get in 3 games.
Probably.
Like, easily. So A+ for me. It's just quick, it's easy, it's not long, it's fun, challenging, and I like it.
I gave it an A+ as well. I agree. It's a good length. It's not too quick where it goes by too quickly, but it's a perfect length. Probably like 25 minutes, probably average, I would say. Maybe even less.
Yep. All right. Next one, difficulty. I gave the difficulty A+ on this, and again, remember, for our ratings, A+ means great. So again, the difficulty of this game is very, very simple. It's you're just playing 1 card. All the cards are very easy. I think one time we had 1 rule that we were trying to question or see, but other than that, that was once out of what we probably played this game 5 or 6 times already. So through 5 or 6 playthroughs, we've only had 1 rule question that's popped up. And other than that, again, guys, it's easy. You have 5 cards. You have a thing that tells you how many cards you can draw up to. Every card explains exactly what the card does, and you know your objective because you're trying to get the points on the card. So to me, it's very simple. There's no questions. I don't have to reference the rule book a whole lot. A+.
Agreed. A+.
All right. Next one, replayability. A+. A+ for the replayability. I'm just gonna hold up this deck of this chunk of cards here. If you can see this, these are all the traits, and we don't even have. Now this has 3 expansions mixed in, but those expansions are probably only
like 10 cards, maybe even
15
less.
cards a piece. So 45 cards are 3 expansions. So I mean, this is probably more than 45 cards. That's still a whole nother chunk of cards that you have, and it's just like every time we play, there's cards that we haven't even seen yet. So it's just exciting. Replayability is awesome. It's amazing. Same thing with the ages cards. Here's all the ages decks. And it's just, there's so much replay value.
Yeah, I agree. It's A+ for me. We've played it a ton and we keep it out because we just keep replaying it because it is so fun to replay. And one of the things I like is because there's so much difference in the cards and how you can get points or how you can stop your opponent from getting points, it doesn't feel like the game's the same every time. You kind of go through different strategies.
Agreed. All right, last one is going to be the price. So again, this game is retailing. We have the deluxe version. This is going to be about $70. The original game is retailing at $24.99, which is $25. And the only difference is that the deluxe version here, you comes with the playmat, the 5 expansions, and 3 hollow foils. If you can see our hollow foils that we have here.
Tilt them. Get that shine.
Get the shine. The original box only comes with 1 hollow foil, but I would say, in my opinion, that for the original box for $24.99, I gotta give that an A+. Yeah. Just the content, again, the content that you're getting, the level of craftsmanship, workmanship, and the art that you're having this whole deck. I mean, you're going to be able to get a lot of playthroughs in just the original box. As far as the deluxe box, I'm just going to kind of give this a B, right? The deluxe box is retailing around $70. Yes, you get a really nice playmat. Yes, you get 5 expansions, but again, those 5 expansions are only coming with about 15 extra cards. So essentially, you think about it, 15 cards each per expansion. To me, it's, I mean, for a $70 game, I understand it's a deluxe box, right? But for a $70 price point, there's a lot of other games that I could get that I guess I would think that give me more, in my opinion, that would give me more content. Like I could get like a miniature game with more miniatures, or something with more components than just cards, if that makes sense. Sometimes $70 for a card game is like, whew, I can't really spend that. So I would say the regular box, A+, the original box for $24.99, A+, the deluxe box, I give it a B. It's about average, right? But I think they're both still worth it.
I give them A+ and A. I think it's still worth it because I love the hollow foil and holographic box itself, and then having the playmat to me is so helpful with our play and setup. And then I like the expansions, and we haven't even gotten to the one I'm most excited to try, but the Meaning of Life one. But okay. Yeah, I think it's a really awesome game. Overall, I gave it an A+ in general as a game, if you could tell by my ratings as we went on. It's a really great game, really fun.
Okay. Overall ratings.
That's why I said I gave it an A+.
Well, yeah, let me go. Overall ratings. So our overall ratings, I'm going to give it an A+. I think this game is fantastic. Again, for me, the artwork is great. The replayability is great. That's what I'm always looking for in a game. I'm looking for, I think what I like most about board games is how many times can I replay it, or like just the things that I haven't seen yet. So what intrigues me about this game is there's cards in here that I haven't seen, and like I want to be able to see them to see what they do. I think if it only comes with 50 cards and I run through all the cards within 5 times, then I know what to expect. And for me, that's kind of what makes the game boring. But I definitely recommend this game, especially for 2 people. Mm-hmm. There is a solo mode. I think you can play it by yourself, but for a 2-people game, a 2-person game with a couple, if you guys want to have fun, be able to play a game that is going to, you'll have to be able to play it hundreds and hundreds of times. This is going to be the game for you. So I'm definitely recommending this game. Agreed.
And it's not like only one person wins every time. Yeah. We've kind of both won in the different games we've been playing. So it's a great game. A+.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the review. I hope you liked what you heard. If you haven't checked this game out, go to Walmart, Target, buy Doomlings, and comment, like, subscribe, and let us know what hollow foil that you guys have gotten. And so thank you for joining us today.
Bye.